So I have another email from a wonderful YouTube subscriber, and she or he goes on to say some nice things and continues. This is my first message to a YouTuber. I try to make it as compact as possible. It's regarding your Q&A. You might not relate, although my problem involves creativity, which I believe is something we are all blessed with. In my case, it's been repressed by my mother. How, where do I start rebuilding it? I hope you saw one of my videos about the narcissistic abuse and why you're so special. And this certainly relates to that. Bit of a background. I've been drawing and painting since I can remember, but it has really exploded in me when I was about 14 and started adding intricate illustrations in my diary entries, all completely imagined. Every day I was discovering my skills were getting better. My first mistake was letting my family know that I could suddenly draw portraits of them that would freak them out with accuracy and detail. Yeah, exposing. My mother bragged about my skills, even though at home she was the first one to point out any mistakes in my sketches. What a shame. I did find her criticism helpful at first, not knowing its true nature. However, when I wanted to study art, she did not approve. Fair enough. I know it's hard to make a living being an artist, and I ended up studying something else and kept drawing as a hobby. After I graduated, it was still hard to find a job. People who knew about my art encouraged me to start a business in that area. I even got some funding for that. But as the first batch of canvases arrived, my mother told me, quote, "Jesus Christ, you're insane. You're never going to sell all of these," end quote. The seed was planted. I did not even sell 1/3 of them. A burnout followed. Whenever I tried to force myself to paint, it would come out horrible. Self-doubt blocked me. So I incorporated other skills into my business and made it work that way. Still, art is what I love the most. From time to time, I manage to create something. Sadly, making a portrait, which is copied from a photo, is easier. My creativity has almost left me. In rare moments, when I create something that's mine, I truly feel free and happy. Good for you, and you deserve it. Unfortunately, these moments are far too rare. A couple of times a year, and it costs me a lot of energy. Like working out a muscle that has been paralyzed. What used to come so easily is now draining me for months. Still, I miss it. I really want to give it another go. I'm in a different country. I'm low contact with my narcissistic mother and don't tell her anything that matters to me anymore. But I've got serious problems with procrastination. Yep, yeah, we do too. We do too. It'll be okay. It'll take some time. A while ago, I was asked to draw illustrations for a book that I really liked. Months later, I had to admit defeat in spite of my initial excitement. It's quite embarrassing and hard to explain. Not to us, it's not. Especially to my husband, who tries to understand why I let my talent go to waste and why I deny myself of something that is my passion. Yeah, that's a shame. Let me break in here. Because we were taught that we were not to feel good about ourselves. When we did something that we were proud of, we were slammed for it. We were told that it was worthless. And those memories, those abuses, stick with us. And we self-loathe, and we get hard on ourselves because we believe the people who are telling us this have our good intentions in mind and love us. It's something that we have to try to remember, that the narcissist never, ever has your good fortune in their intentions. Your only supply. That creativity went nowhere. It's still there, and I'll get to that in a moment. So I guess my question is not how I get my creativity back, but where do I even start? With an activity? With a realization? I feel like I was given a wonderful gift, a key to freedom and happiness, and I've wasted it. Nope. If you're alive another day, it's not wasted. You've still got that opportunity. And if nothing else in these videos, I want to make it clear that you still have the opportunity. As long as you're breathing, there is hope every single second. For a long time, I blamed myself for letting the world know about it because that's when it all began to disappear. My intuition tells me if I make it work and maybe make it my job, it would be a huge breakthrough in my recovery. I'm 32 and I don't want to waste any more time. That's right, good for you. So you realize that. And I know I'm not going to minimize it. To take that first step is difficult. It's really hard. But you said that you could have a breakthrough if you took that first step. I'm sorry this is a message so long. I'd be grateful for any suggestions. Perhaps there's a flaw in my reasoning that I don't see? No, there's not. If you're a victim of narcissistic abuse, this is to be expected, unfortunately. There is no flaw in your reasoning at all. Also, if there's something you can't relate to, I understand. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. So, how do you start? How do we start after being stifled? After being told and shown that we're worthless? Well, the first step is the realization. So you're at that point. The realization that what was really going on was narcissistic abuse. And once you wrap your head around that, you're going to be able to, slowly but surely, understand that it wasn't your fault. Now that creativity was always right there. It's still right there. Except what we have to do is we have to peel these layers of these onions that are laid on top of it. They're horrible. They'll never sell. They're ugly. You've taken a portrait of me and made it terrible. I can't relate to that. Instead of doing what a parent would do, is encouraging, having pride, showing the child that no matter what they do, that you have pride in their work, their accomplishments. We've never gotten that. And that's a scar that's incredibly difficult to break through. But please take it from me, you can break through it. You've acknowledged that you're a victim of narcissistic abuse. That's an incredible first step that's very, very difficult for those of us to first come to. A lot of us still haven't come to that. And when we do come to that realization, we want to crawl up in a ball and just die, not do anything. Most of us go through a huge depression. We realize that we've never been loved. This is incredibly powerful and incredibly destructive. There were times I did not want to clean my house when I could physically. There were times where I did not want to leave my house when I could physically. There were times where, and a lot of times I was driven to do shopping and so forth and so on, and I didn't even want to go. But after that realization, you will come out of it. Have you thought about taking that talent that you obviously have, using that creativity that you obviously have, and put it on canvas or an easel to communicate what narcissistic abuse does? Can you translate that somehow? Boy, I sure would like to use that as a icon, if you did that. Artists do what artists know. A lot of artistry, if not all, comes from within. Passion. Things we identify with. Translation. From our mind to the paper, to words, to the canvas. Can you do that? Can you translate what you feel about narcissistic abuse onto a canvas that not only helps you, but helps communicate to others the real damage of narcissistic abuse? You ask me where you start. That's a mild suggestion. I hope that helps. And if you choose to do that, we very much look forward to the results. I'm sure they'll be terrific. Thanks for your letter. Wishing you peace.